Hello, and welcome to Cam's Couch. Hi, I'm Cameron Castleman. Alright, tonight we're actually going to be doing something a little bit differently. I'm going to record during commercial breaks when I'm actually watching the show. So tonight, it is Sunday, and we're watching a brand new series, and I figured, why not? Reality television is taking over television as a whole, and tonight VH1 is starting a brand new series called Mob Wives. We've only seen this first 15 minutes or so. These women put the Real Housewives on Bravo to shame. These women could kick anyone's ass by far. There's one woman who her kids don't know that their dad's in jail. She keeps telling them that they're working, and I'm like, well, you're on reality television now, so you might want to figure out a way to tell them. Shout out to Staten Island, land of the mafia, apparently. There's definitely a woman on the show, though, who they asked her a question, well, why don't you date someone? And she said, because all the good guys are in jail, because she feels, you know, that all the people they've married or their dads weren't bad guys because they don't bring it home to their own family. It's a good way to have some self-preservation. We're about half an hour in. We've still got 30 minutes left, so we'll see how the rest of this episode rounds up and if it's something I recommend to tune into next week. Okay, so now that we're getting into 40 minutes of the show, they're definitely trying to build the drama. You can feel that there's going to be something happening here. They're getting ready for a party, you know, as there's always some sort of party on shows like this. Karen is the woman who's the daughter of one of the alleged mafia members, or mob members, and she's the one that was in Arizona. She's going back to Staten Island to write a book and to kind of see everyone. Her ex, who she was with for 7 years, apparently married one of these other women, so, you know, ooh, scandalicious. It's all definitely a lot of scandals. Just, still, people just not letting things go. Renee is, her and Karen used to be friends, and she scares me. Renee's, ooh, she's hood, but she seems a little crazy. Even one of the other mob wives described her, said that she's way into the mob thing for a girl. Renee even had a point of, you know, everyone's got to pick a side. Are they going to be Team Renee or Team Get Away? She's going to be that strong personality, the one that the show really gravitates towards and kind of becomes one of the standouts of the show. I imagine her and Karen are going to have some huge issues since they used to be friends and now they're, you know, really already bickering and haven't even seen each other yet. It's keeping enough of my attention to want to keep watching. So there's another 20 minutes left and it's coming back on. So let's see what happens. Taking so long to build up to this party. I thought at the last commercial break we were going to be going into Carla's party here for this whole time. This is still, I mean, it's the very beginning of the party. It's really early in the night. Seems like a lot of time to take up one episode. Karen asked a question to this girl. She said, do you have a boyfriend in prison? And I'm like, really, that's one of the first, the fact that you have to ask that question, not do you have a boyfriend, do you have a boyfriend in prison is the first thing that you ask. That definitely says something about your lifestyle, as they like to call it on Mob Wives. Renee is crazy, scary, old woman in slutty boots, and I completely love her entirely. Really more as a fictional character, but she's real, and she's on this show, and she scares me a little bit. Some TV gold right there, especially you can tell that her and Carla's relationship is going to definitely be explosive. The biggest problem with Renee, though, is it's like all the women around her and all these mob wives seem to have grown up and grown out of what's been happening or what happened when they were younger. And Renee has so much allegiance to her father and so much what she views as loyalty that it seems like she's really trying to escalate the issue. She said, Party Renee is the center of attention. You want to be around her. It's like, bitch, you're speaking about yourself in the third person. Like, you're crazy. At least you know you like to be the center of attention, I guess. there are definitely some crazy personalities so far in this new series, Mob Wives. We'll see what happens in the last 10 minutes of the show and see, you know, how much drama can really be created during Carla's party. We'll see. It's happening! We're at what I believe is the final commercial break before the last little bit of the show, and Mob Wives has definitely heated up. The fight is happening, and of course they go to commercial right in the middle of it, but Renee and Karen are definitely getting into it. Renee is so angry when Karen showed up. Her fingers are like shaking, and you know, they're trying to be the alpha female. Something's going on there, because that's a lot of stuff going on. Karen walked into Carla's party ready to, like, fight Renee, and I'm like, how are you gonna walk into somebody else's party wanting to fight and ready to fight? That's ridiculous. Like, it's someone's birthday party. Like, leave your drama at the door and deal with it later. Karen described Renee as someone who never grew up, which that was kind of the impression that I'd been getting too, so maybe Renee's just a big, scary child, but she's still scary. Karen offered Renee a shot, and Renee fires back, shot's a great word for you. And I was like, ooh, all right. We'll see in this last 5 minutes, 3 to 5 minutes, if you know, how big this fight's gonna be, but it's as good of a climactic moment as I would have expected from this show in the first place. So we'll see what happens. And that's the end of the show. It was a kind of a disappointing ending because the fight didn't actually end. They showed previews for next week, and the fight continues at the same party. So I think it was meant to kind of be a cliffhanger, but it's like, okay, we can see how this ends. Renee's gonna break down and go crazy next week, which, I mean, she's already crazy and scary, but she looks like she gets in some real fights with some of the women. So I'm looking forward to that. As a premiere for this reality show, I wish they could have condensed the fight a bit more and make it a little bit more oomph. It would have been nice to actually see some fights in this first episode, because I would assume that would happen with a show that's about mob wives. I don't know. Overall, like I said, these women can put, you know, the Real Housewives of Bravo to shame. These are women I'm scared of. They're not just fighting about little things of money. These are women that they work out like crazy. They've got the definition, and they've got some cojones, okay? They're not afraid to really jump in there. These fur coat divas are full of classic one-liners and outrageous personalities, great threatening quotes every now and then. Its only real flaw is I wish it would have told a bit more of the story in this first episode and really made me want to watch next week. So for that, and for what they're doing to television, I can only give them 3 3/4 stars. Had they finished this fight, I'd probably give them 4 or 4 1/4, but because they didn't finish the fight, they kind of left that little hanging piece. Only 3 3/4 stars. You can catch Mob Wives Sunday nights at 8 p.m. on VH1. Thanks for watching Cam's Couch. Have a great night. I'm Cameron Castleman. Peace out.